It's the NBA. On 2K Sports. Joined in the booth with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. Last game for the Hawks, it was a loss to the Houston Rockets. So Atlanta will get the first possession. The starters for the Portland Trail Blazers. We've got DeMarcus Cousins. Porter is out there with Zach Randolph. Then it's Tony Parker. And it's Caldwell Pope in at the 2. Just 5 to shoot. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. And Hassan Whiteside of Miami had the breakout year of all breakout years. Clark, he blew up in the right way last season, averaged a double-double over 48 games.
Yeah, and great to see for Whiteside because he did have some issues prior to the breakout year, and it's nice to see him find his stride and produce with that awesome talent he has.
Here's Antetokounmpo, and the rejection by Cousins. And D'Angelo Russell picks up the foul. That's his first foul.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Yeah, he was one step late that time, Greg.
First quarter of play, 1 minute played. Picked by Randolph. And Cousins throws it down.
And it was the screen there, guys, that freed him up as he ran his man into it.
And then it was all acceleration, GA, to the bucket right after that.
Almost a backboard breaker.
Goes back up. Antetokounmpo can't get it to go.
Well, he won't miss many of those, especially with the defender not in the best of positions there.
Kicks to Gordon. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
That's his first personal foul.
And talking about Whiteside, he isn't completely out of the woods yet. I mean, after a couple of ejections last season, his teammates publicly condemned his actions. They questioned his maturity, challenged him to be more reliable, and for the most part, he was after those incidents.
It's Parker with the drive. Cousins, no good.
When he's wide open like that, he'll rarely miss those.
Green dishes to Whiteside. The Hawks working the ball around. And the foul called on DeMarcus Cousins. That is his first foul of the game.
That's his first personal foul.
Here's Antetokounmpo.
Yeah, trying to get going here, but that's an offer for the first 5 here to start the game.
Caldwell Pope passes to Porter. Cousins. And he didn't get quite enough under that one. Here's Antetokounmpo. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Antetokounmpo's got his first basket.
Oh, that is just weak defense there. I'm pretty sure that was not the plan to give him those kind of baskets at the hoop. And that's his second foul already, and that's going to force him to tone down his aggression defensively.
Here's Randolph. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two. It's going to be on Aaron Gordon.
In a league that's becoming more and more pick and roll oriented, Zach Randolph is more of a throwback, if you will. I mean, he likes to back his man down and battle for those offensive rebounds.
Here's Gordon. Got a piece of it. And the rejection by Cousins. Porter outside. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. Porter's got his first 3 points of the game.
A good open look, and he splashes home the 3.
Portland leading by 3. From the arc. Randolph. The tip in on the offensive rebound.
Smooth, guys. Very good job there of getting himself in close enough that he could just tip it back in.
And, you know, those kind of plays in the offensive glass can tell the story sometimes as much as any single play in a game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you can't allow, if you're the opponent, to have that guy continue to beat you in that manner on the backboard.
Tell you what, he can do a lot more damage to that rim than that when he wants to.
And you know, Clark, with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Me too.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm glad he didn't, because otherwise he'd probably have a 45-minute delay here if he shattered the backboard.
Here's Parker. Giannis Antetokounmpo making his last shot. That shot by Caldwell Pope, no good. The Hawks trail by 3. Gordon goes in. Denied for the 3rd time. He's 0 for 3. Portland's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Cousins, no one around him. Drills it from outside. Cousins has got 7 points in the game.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
And that's because the ball is looking for the best shot, and it's really paid off for them during the run.
Now here's Cousins, following the miss by Giannis Antetokounmpo.
You know, last season, DeMarcus Cousins had several triple-doubles, but with Cousins, he would have 20-plus rebounds to go along with 20 points and 10 assists. That's amazing for a big man, for any man, as a matter of fact.
And it's a completely new group for Atlanta.
Tell you what, they haven't wasted any time getting into the swing of things on the board.
And even this early, that's a good omen for the rest of the game. And that's his strong suit, the ability to find his way through the D and finish at the rim.
And for Cousins, those 20-20-10 triple-doubles are an incredibly rare feat. First time, in fact, that we've seen that in the NBA since 2010.
And he was the first big man since the great Wilt Chamberlain to do it in back-to-back games. So Cousins is one of the rare big men who can do it all and has displayed that multiple times last season. Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
So Portland ends up going with the new group. Here's Livingston. Lays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that. So for the Trailblazers, their last game, a loss to Cleveland. Rank kicks to Splitter. Back to Brand. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Great unspoken communication between teammates, leading to the nice assist and the easy score.
Livingston, no luck. Trailblazers leading by 4. The offensive rebound. Here's Harkless. Out of bounds, Atlanta takes possession.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
Here's Livingston. Outside for Martin. And Caspi has it in the corner. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. The drive by Scott. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And Mike Scott, a former second-round draft pick who has carved out a role here in the NBA the last 2 seasons, Clark. He was a major contributor off the bench.
Yeah, he's a bit of a tweener, you know, not big enough to maintain position down low on a consistent basis and not quick enough to really be a 3-man or small forward. But what he can do is get to the basket, rebound okay, and knock down the deep shot.
There's a screen. Grant misses the layup.
Oh, that's terrific defense there. That's how you protect the rim.
Here's McGee. Out of bounds. Portland takes possession.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
Portland leading by 3. There's 37 seconds left in the first quarter. Splitter sets a screen. Joseph dishes to Harkless. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
Definitely saved the layup with that foul, and he'll make him earn them from the line, and that's what you want to see.
And he's good on the second. The Hawks shooting 33% here in the first quarter. Shot and game clock separated by 5. And Caspi has it in the corner. A drive by Scott.
I mean, even from over here, you could see that one pretty clearly.
No question about it, Greg. I mean, a ton of contact and a good call by the official.
This is his second trip to the line in this one.
And how about last season? Made about 79% of his attempts, so those are really quality numbers.
Screen by Brand. Joseph, the pass to Brand. No good off the back of the rim.
You can see how much the defense respects him. I mean,
a good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Trailblazers out in front. They're up by 2. And the second quarter will be on the way when we come back. And so far it's been a closely contested game as we get the second quarter up and going. And for Portland guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
This is almost like a volleyball game when you watch just how many shots they blocked or altered.
Well, how about this? A lot of side outs for them the way they've swatted shots away. That's a volleyball term, by the way, folks.
Yeah, or handball.
I like that. Or handball.
Yeah, either one of the two. They're knocking a lot away.
Yeah.
On the floor for Portland. Elton Brand is out there with Splitter. Then there's DJ Augustine. Then there's Andre Robertson. And it's Joseph in at the guard position. He feeds it to Splitter. The dish to Joseph. Shot clock at 6. Brand kicks to Joseph. And the rebound goes to Martin. The Hawks trail it. Portland did a lot of things right last year in their 51-win season. The one constant for them was how they, Greg, played defense.
You know, Kevin, they were good all season long in terms of staying focused on that side of the ball. Really made sure to challenge every shot, and with their length and reach, they should be a factor defensively.
Here's Augustine. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
They've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball into the paint.
Clearly, they've been the aggressors thus far when it comes to attacking the interior in this first half.
Robertson dishes to Brand. Drops it in from 11 feet. And it's a 6-point Trailblazer lead.
Yeah, you know, as you said, Portland challenged every shot last season. They were a top 10 team in limiting opponents' shooting percentage. They were also best in the league in limiting three-pointers.
Joseph, the pass to Brand. Now the feed to Splitter. And he was camped in the lane there, and he gets the 3-second call. And it's a completely new group for Atlanta. Hawks shooting just 33%, struggling to get good looks.
There are a lot of different approaches on defense. Portland challenged shots and didn't make risky plays. They were last in turnovers forced last year, but overall, they had a strong defense.
And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Trailblazers?
Fellas, they're passing the ball the way you're supposed to here in this first half.
They've established their presence in the paint tonight. Also, a lot of their scoring to this point coming from down low.
And Portland making a change here. Bass is checked in.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding, and they're piling up the assists.
Now, here's Whiteside. The steal. One-on-one here. And stolen by Whiteside. Here's Antetokounmpo. And he uses the glass on the layup. Antetokounmpo's got 7 points in the game.
Just a great job of attacking on the break.
Yeah, you know, exploding to the basket like that, Greg, just as soon as that ball was going the other way, that's exactly how you want to do it.
And Roberson kicks to Bass. And he floats in for the easy two. Credit the assist on that one. And the Trailblazers lead by 5.
And, you know, for Brandon Bass, such a big asset to Boston last year, and they're pushed to make the playoffs, especially after the Celtics have traded away several key veterans. His toughness, his strong mid-range game, that all helped.
Here's Roberson. Giannis Antetokounmpo making his last shot. And stolen by Russell. Here's Green. The kick out to Antetokounmpo. He dishes it to Whiteside. And the wide open shot from Green. Another three for Atlanta. And going back to Brandon Bass, he was Boston's only enforcer down low once Sullinger went out with a broken foot. At that point, Greg, no one thought the Celtics would make the playoffs, but Bass helped push them in.
And last season, one of the most meaningful in Bass's career in terms of his contributions really counting toward the bottom line. A lifetime role player, the outcomes of many games last year were swayed by how well he performed.
Here's Antetokounmpo. 6 to shoot. That's good.
And fellas, in this quarter, he's improved on what was already a very good performance in period number 1.
Joseph dishes to Robertson. Some solid defense from Antetokounmpo.
All the defender had to do there was just stay close to him, and he did.
It's stolen by Bass. And here comes Augustine leading the fast break.
The defense to start and ignite that play was terrific, and I love the fact that they attacked early in the shot clock.
And really look for them now to be even more aggressive on the defensive side. Try to come up with a few more steals.
Here's Antetokounmpo. He scores his 6th bucket from the floor with that one. He's shot the ball 11 times.
You know, he's had better starts, obviously, but he's shaking it off here in the second.
Now, here is Russell. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. And the whistle blows. It'll be on Thiago Splitter. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Both teams deciding to change it up. Here is Livingston. Here's McGee. And the go-ahead bucket, no good. So for the Trailblazers, their last game, a loss to the Cavaliers in Cleveland. Certainly the biggest surprise last year, Clark, was the play of the Atlanta Hawks. Few would have picked them to win the East at the start of the season.
Well, they did it, and they earned it. The Hawks didn't have any superstars on their roster, but they won with solid team play.
Randolph passes to Porter. Out to Parker. Shot clock at 6. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
And for the Hawks, they did end up with 4 All-Stars last season. As you said, it was all about how they worked together as a team.
No good from Caspi.
Ill-advised shot there, Clark.
Yeah, exactly. That was lower than low percentage.
They get it back. Here's Cousins. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
And that's an example of willpower right there, guys. I mean, grabbing the offensive rebound and then going back up strong.
And GA, in a close game like this where every possession is critical, that could prove to be a very big one.
Boy, it sure could, Kevin. I mean, he salvaged 2 big points for them off that miss.
And he gets it to go.
And, you know, around the NBA, the league recognized the Hawks were a complete team. Everybody played their roles superbly. The NBA named all 5 of their starters the Player of the Week last year in an unprecedented move.
Livingston kicks to Martin. And it's good, assisting on the play with Livingston.
What are you going to do defensively? Such separation with the height advantage in that matchup.
Parker dishes to Caldwell Pope. Cousins, the pass to Caldwell Pope.
And that's how it's done. I mean, find that hole in the D and then go hard to the rack.
Maybe that hole was a little bigger than it should have been.
Well, it was. I mean, a tight game like this one, you'd think they'd have a little more energy at the defensive end than that.
Here's Cousins. He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And a pretty And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters.
Well, under Antetokounmpo in this one, he's got 13 points, and he has 1 steal to his credit as well.
And Clark, he's just done a great job defensively. That 1 steal doesn't tell the whole story.
The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. You have to like what we're seeing from Antetokounmpo.
Just in attack mode, he was able to get in the lane at will in that first half.
Yeah, it really was aggressive attacking basketball at its finest. I mean, really a lot of fun to watch.
Well, we've got a moment. Let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade. All fueled up for the second half. On the court right now for the Hawks. They've got Livingston. JaVale McGee is out there with Mike Scott. Then there's Martin. And it's Caspi in the 3 spot.
DeMarcus Cousins can really be unstoppable at times on offense. He's shown star qualities ever since he stepped into the NBA. But it wasn't until last season that he was voted to the All-Star game.
And stolen by Cousins. There's the double team with Martin. Porter kicks to Randolph. Fade away. Atlanta with the rebound. And back to Cousins last year. He was the first Sacramento King to appear in an All-Star game, which is hard to believe in over a decade. That is a long stretch, a long drought.
I'll tell you what, no question he's been doing a lot of heavy lifting here early in his career. But I tell you what, you surround him with some sick talent, and I can see rings in this young man's future.
You might not think of him as a laser three-point shooter, but that shot was there for him, and he had to take it.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Trailblazers will take it. Trailblazers leading by 8. Parker outside. Outside Randolph. for three. No good. So the Hawks will take it the other way. They can look forward to the American Airlines Center after this game. They'll match up against Dallas. That will be a getaway game for them, a one-game road trip. And that one's good. Russell's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
A wide open three. They need much better communication defensively.
Now here's Randolph. The pass to Cousins. Oh, and he misses the dunk.
You rarely see him missing dunks, but the defender was right in his face on that one, and it threw him off just enough.
Antetokounmpo can't get it to go. Portland's gone 2 of 3 when they ventured outside the arc in the third quarter. Parker dishes to Porter. The shot from 20 feet away. And it's sent back by Russell. That one's in there, and the Portland lead is cut down now to just 3 on the bucket from Antetokounmpo. Portland's gotten a lot of looks from outside tonight, 5 of 12.
And for the past few seasons, Portland's bench has really been their Achilles heel. I mean, last year they showed some improvement. The reserves play stole the game for them on more than one occasion, but still wouldn't be considered a strength.
That shot by Caldwell Pope, no good.
Well, you know, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint.
And it's Green missing. Trailblazers leading by 5. And for Portland, the bench still wasn't leaned on heavily for minutes. Greg was just talking about that, but they were in the top 5, Clark, in scoring efficiency, and they shot 45% from the floor on the year.
And what was a weakness for them in 14 was a strength for them in 15. And actually, they were their best down the stretch of last season.
And very little fight put up by the defense as he made his way to the bucket for the champ.
They did seem to take the cautious approach, Greg, when it came to defending that one. You're right.
And, guys, it's not the time for caution now. I mean, they've got to be aggressive and take some risk to see if they can cut that lead down.
Here's Joseph. Giannis Antetokounmpo making his last shot. It's deflected. It's thrown by Antetokounmpo. And he gets it to go. Now it's just a 3-point Portland lead.
And every once in a while, he'll show up and give you some great moves around the hoop.
Roberson the pass to Brand. The shot by Harkless, no good. Atlanta's gotten fewer than half of their three-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9. And there's the call on Giannis Antetokounmpo. That's foul number 2 for him.
It's really been a tale of 2 halves, hasn't it, guys? As far as taking care of the basketball, immaculate at halftime, but he's had too many miscues here in the second half.
Splitter.
Yeah, terrific play right there. Great strength to finish through the contact.
That's exactly how it should be done. Get the bump, concentrate on the shot, and you'll get the bucket too.
Livingston kicks to Scott. Down low. Hawks passing it around. Over in the corner, Livingston. 5 on the clock. The Hawks need to get off a shot here. Scott can't get it to go.
You know, even though he missed that one, great shooters have a way of feeling when they've got enough room to pull the trigger.
No doubt about it. The defense, you can see him exhaling right now. Fortunate that he didn't knock that one down.
Here is Livingston following the score of Elton Brand. Picked him clean. Joseph dishes to Harkless. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line. And taking a quick look here, guys, at the hustle stats for the Trailblazers.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ballgame.
Yeah, but also, they haven't missed a beat in terms of their fast break game. That's been equally as effective all night long.
And the one thing Tiago Splitter gives you every year, Clark, is consistency. The numbers, the effort, the results, all very familiar every year.
Yeah, his game is really built on the intangibles. He hustles. He knows where he's supposed to be. He gets to the right spot at the right time, crashes the boards, takes charges. He does all the little stuff.
That's his third personal foul.
And for Tiago Splitter, he's been a relatively unsung player in his career, never getting his number called on offense, receiving little recognition from the media, but providing tough defense in the post. He shot over 55%, crashes the boards in the 20 minutes or so a game that he gets. So that's been good enough to really establish a productive career.
Harkless the pass to Splitter. Joseph. They get it back. The shot by Harkless, no good. The Hawks trail by 13. Here's Caspi.
And if that doesn't get them fired up, guys, nothing will.
Greg just with the doctor ordered, huh? Some high-flying antics to narrow the deficit.
Tell you what, fellas, that could give them the energy boost they've been looking for. Now that's a momentum shifter there. A steal leading straight to a quick bucket.
Yeah, and a great way, Clark, to capitalize on the turnover. Don't waste any time. Get the ball right up the court.
And Roberson kicks to Brand. And he comes off the screen to bury the jump shot.
You know, getting back to Splitter, yes, you need superstars to win in this league, but you also need guys like him, guys who put the team first, will bust the gut to carry out their responsibilities on the floor, off the court, and in the locker room. You need all of that to be a championship team.
.26 seconds left to play in the third. Martin kicks to McGee.
You know, he just hasn't looked right to me. A bit out of sorts, if you will. Something's off with his mechanics, at least as I look at it.
And Brand wide open. He shoots. Off target. That was a little. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Portland out in front, up by 11. 2K Sports, back in a moment here at Phillips Arena in Atlanta. And we're rolling here again with the fourth quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. The Hawks trail by 11. And on the floor for Portland here in the fourth. Elton Brand is out there with Mo Harkless. Then it's Splitter. Then it's Corey Joseph. And it's Roberson in the two spot.
Yeah, he earned that one. I mean, taking the hit and still able to get that one to go down.
Incredible body control right there. Don't know how he was able to get that one to go, but it sure was a thing of beauty to watch.
Yeah, clearly he had an established position there.
Yeah, and I like this call because you want the refs in that situation. If there's any doubt, err on the side of giving the benefit of the doubt to the offensive player. That should have been a block, and it was.
Atlanta calls timeout. Last season, Atlanta showed just how much fun a team can have playing team basketball, a complete team effort. We use that word a lot. You don't see it much in the NBA, but boy, they epitomized it, Clark.
Yeah, they sure did. Refreshing to see a team do that well collectively without a real superstar. Just a solid group that understood their roles and played them perfectly.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Yes, guys, Mike Budenholzer had some words for his team. He told us, guys, I know we can do this, fellas. Let's maximize every possession and get after it and just watch. Things will go our way. Kevin?
Thanks, Doris. Good one. Dishes to Harkless. Hammers the alley-oop through.
Phenomenal alley-oop slam right there, guys.
They're taking advantage, Clark, of a team that looks lost out there.
Guys, this one is threatening to get really ugly. And, folks, it's not like the Hawks didn't have talent. I mean, they did have 4 All-Stars last year. None of them voted in, however.
Tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
Ah, that's bringing it down hard, Clark.
Yes,
bringing it down hard,
yes,
my
sir.
brother.
Yes, sir.
Symbolic there as well of the effort here tonight.
Now here is Brand. Russell passes to Whiteside. Dishes to Gordon. Green kicks to Gordon. Misses the three.
You know, what shows you just how team-oriented the Hawks were last season was this stat. They never had anybody score more than 30 points for them in a game all season. Millsap had 30 points once early in the year, and that was the high mark for the team.
Shot clock at 6. It's stolen by Kumbo. Russell with a wide open look. Sinks the three-pointer.
And you know what? One of the few bright spots in this game for them today. He's kept his edge even though they've been trailing.
Now here is Brand. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot two.
That's his first personal.
Elton Brand, Clark, one of 10 players in NBA history to have at least 15,000 points, 8,000 rebounds, 2,000 assists. I could go on and on and on.
You sure could. 16 years in the league and in his prime, an elite NBA big man. Quite versatile and played bigger than he was.
The Trailblazers making a switch here. DeMarcus Cousins, he's checked in for Splitter. Porter comes in for Harkless. Caldwell Pope, he's checked in for Goodwin. And Parker's subbed in for Augustine. Parker with it. He's picked up by Russell. The putback. And Cousins throws it down hard.
It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
Very steady with their work on the interior. Really a well-rounded effort overall.
Out of bounds, Hawks ball as Atlanta keeps possession. Zach Randolph is checked in for Elton Brand. Around 3 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. That one's in there, and the Portland lead is cut down now to just 10 points with that basket from Russell.
And Elton Brand, guys, a little under 6'10", but with almost a 7.5-foot wingspan. He's much longer than his height might suggest.
Here's Cousins. Cousins missing again. Atlanta's gone 2 of 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. Stolen by Randolph. And he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
And guys, Elton Brand, still a very good post defender, can block shots, and he's still got that nice mid-range jump shot there. Just a good escape valve for their offense.
It's tipped. And the foul called on DeMarcus Cousins. That'll be his second foul of the game. Here is Livingston. Feeds to McGee. And it goes out of bounds. That one's off Parker. To the left side wing. 5 to shoot. Here's Livingston. Rejected by Randolph.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And really a reflection of their superior effort level to this point. It seems to me they've gone after this win a little bit more.
That's his third personal.
You know, another point of contention between every NBA fan is whether or not the age restriction is a good thing. Some want it increased, others want it gone altogether. For me, it's a matter of whether or not you as a team feel that that player can make an impact on your roster.
The Hawks trail by 12. Outside, Martin. Offensive rebound. The kick out to Scott. Pass to McGee. Passes it to Livingston. And it's going to be a 3-second call.
Clearly a mental lapse at an inopportune time.
Yeah, that's a terrible mistake, Greg, to make it any time. But it's really exacerbated when you make it at this time.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
You're exactly right. It's been all good at one end, and let's be diplomatic and just say not so good at the other end.
So it's Portland now, following the bucket by the Hawks. Over to the left wing. Caldwell Pope. Good. And it's Cousins picking up the assist. And the Trailblazers lead by 15. Soft touch off the glass.
You know, he's knocking down his shots today, but it hasn't really translated to the scoreboard yet.
Parker dishes to Cousins. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
He's their go-to guy, and when he shoots the ball like he has today, that's what the scoreboard usually looks like.
Livingston passes to McGee. And a strong finish with two hands.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
The drive by Cousins. He kicks it to Randolph. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Zach Randolph getting up there in his mid-30s, but his game has never been based on explosiveness. So it's all about strength, skill, and craft when you talk about Zebo, and he's aging gracefully. Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
And Randolph Clark can struggle in matchups against quicker power forwards or those spread fours.
Yeah, but even though he struggles on the perimeter against those guys, he punishes them when he gets them inside in his operating area at the offensive end. Most big men have a hard time dealing with him in the paint.
Very good point. And it's Gordon finishing it off.
They clearly look like a different team now. Suddenly, they've got some energy out on the floor.
Yeah, but it's come a little too late to have a real impact on the game, though. We call this box score window dressing. All it's going to do is make the numbers look a little better than it was.
Terrific run to seal the deal.
Yeah, and now let's just keep an eye on how much longer they keep the foot on the accelerator.
He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. And he's on his way to the free throw line.
How about battling through the impact there and then willing that basketball in?
Boy, it does your heart good to see that kind of determination in a player. Really excellent focus that time.
And it's Antetokounmpo penetrated. Off the mark, had a chance to trim it to single digits. Pass to Porter. Takes the 13-footer. And Zach Randolph, the bucket on the assist from Porter.
And they've just done a great job of keeping this crowd out of the game. And we're getting closer to victory. The crowd's getting quieter.
And there's not a whole lot for them to be cheering about anymore. I mean, their guys got it handed to them.
And so Portland takes this one, but by a big margin. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, a pretty hostile environment.
It really was. You know, it's never going to be easy on the road, but they didn't have too many problems with that tonight.
And that'll do it, folks. For Clark, Greg, and Doris, and the rest of our terrific crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. And coming up next, the postgame show with Ernie Johnson, Shaq, and Kenny the Jet.